Hello my friends and very welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the differences in between of Netherlands and
Lithuania.
1, 2, 3.
Biggest challenge in moving to Netherlands and things you need to know.
Getting an affordable place to live is very, very difficult. Like for a room, around 900 euros a month in Amsterdam.
Just for a room.
That's number one. Number two is understanding the culture. You can't be late in the Netherlands. If you're late, then you're off the list. Then you're instantly a rude, kind of inconsiderate person. That's a big deal. If you say, I'm going to do this, then you really mean it. And I think driving. People don't like driving in the Netherlands. If you've got to drive for more than 2 hours,
Then it's a long trip. I'm not going to do that.
always cycling. Definitely is legal to be with a prostitute. It is not legal to grow your own weed. Legal to buy it.
Worst things in Amsterdam and Lithuania.
In Amsterdam, the worst thing is tourists. So you have tourists who come to Amsterdam and treat it like a theme park with these big puffer jackets, you know, spit on the street and just be all around kind of nuisances. That's one for sure. Tourists, pair that with rents. Because people want to go to the Netherlands, then you end up paying 900 euros for a room, which I talked about earlier, but I was paying 900 euros for a room where you share the shower with 4 other people and the shower's in the kitchen. So that's a side effect of having like this city which just gets millions of visitors every year. It's almost like New York. You get a shitty kitchen and a shitty bathroom because that's what landlords can get away with. I think Lithuanians are quite reserved. They're very slow to become social and you kind of have to break that first barrier, which is really hard when you're just arrived in a new country. I think there's like more of an expectation here on the guy to initiate something.
Use and abuse of drugs in Amsterdam.
Go to a coffee shop and you buy weed. You can buy most drugs legally. You know, it is against the law to have large quantities. But if the police don't have a reason to be angry at you, you won't get in trouble.
Clients of red light district, who they are and how to recognize them.
They're wearing big puffer jackets, walking along the pavement, and then when they get to the door of the prostitute, they all of a sudden become very timid and very scared, you know. And then, of course, the prostitutes, if they see a phone, they'll knock on the window and tell you to fuck off if you take out your phone. And that's it. I want to add, though, not everyone is taking drugs. It's not like the Netherlands is a country on drugs. Not at all.
Gay culture in Amsterdam and Lithuania, main differences.
In the Netherlands, gay people are normal. Your colleague, your friend, your neighbor, whatever they identify as, no one really questions it that much. And in Lithuania, I think they have to be more careful. If you are gay, people will question that and ask you if you're normal. I think that's a lot more difficult in Lithuania.
Racism in Lithuania and Amsterdam. Existent.
It exists everywhere, unfortunately. The Netherlands has a high immigrant population, so you have a real conflict there sometimes. What is a Dutch person and how do we identify? And that comes up a lot. The Dutch like to think they're liberal and that they're always super open-minded, but they stuck in being Dutch. And in Lithuania, I think they haven't been exposed to much. When you see someone who's of different color, you're like, wow, okay, this is interesting. Speaking of racism, the Netherlands has this really weird culture. For Christmas, we don't have Santa Claus. We have Saint Nicholas and Pete, and he used to be called Black Pete. And he would come with all his helpers who coincidentally were black. Of course, the Netherlands is traditionally white, so there'd be white guys going in blackface. In Amsterdam, Rotterdam, all the other cities, they've kind of gotten rid of that in the last 5-10 years. But you still have places in rural Netherlands that have people dressing up in blackface every year. Christmas is 20 days early, by the way. So we get our presents on the 5th of December. We get it before the rest of the world. Black Pete, or Pete, comes and he puts sweets in your shoes.
Dating culture in Amsterdam.
It's good. It's pretty straightforward, actually. And that goes 2 ways. It's not just the guy. So the girl might say, hey, do you want to grab coffee? We go half. Always.
Split.
Yeah, first date, we call it going Dutch. You always split the bill. Dutch dating culture is casual. You don't have to prepare and message for like months
Like in
beforehand.
Italy.
Like in Italy, you can just say, hey, you want to meet? And they're like, yeah, sure.
What about dating apps?
It's the same as everywhere else. People are just, you swipe right and then you maybe go on a date. That's it.
Maniacs.
The girl might even start the conversation and send you a pickup line. Would you say that most people in Lithuania are looking for a relationship? I think that would be the case.
Things that are considered to be rude in Amsterdam but completely normal in Lithuania and vice versa.
In the Netherlands, everything is everyone's business. If you have a dirty car or if there's rubbish, people are going to ask you.
They're going to be like, why is there rubbish in your garden? Why is your car dirty? And if you don't have a good answer, then it's going to say, well, you better clean it up.
And I think in Lithuania, people are a bit more like, well, it's my front garden. I don't give a shit what you think. In Lithuania, People are a bit ambiguous sometimes when you're socializing. They'll stay more on the border, they'll be quieter, like head down, straight face, I'm going here. In the Netherlands, when you meet someone, you have to tell them who you are, how you know them.
Where is it easier to make friends, in Amsterdam or Lithuania?
Amsterdam. It's a city where people are social, they're always on drugs, so just say hello and they're probably going to be happy to see you back. Until you get the wrong person on the wrong trip. I think if you get Lithuanians drunk enough though, then they become pretty sociable. And they drink hard liquor in Lithuania, where Dutch drink beer a lot more. The evening will go slowly and then people progressively get more sociable. It's pretty weird to drink by yourself in Dutch culture. So absolutely, you don't drink if you're at home, you drink at the bar. And the Dutch have this really weird thing where they put beer in these little glasses, tubes of beer. They're quite small amounts, so you really have to drink quite a lot to actually get drunk. Lithuanians are more soul-orientated. I think they really connect on a deeper level. In Dutch culture, people don't have time for that. You joke around. It's very shallow sometimes.
Suggestions for those who want to visit Amsterdam.
Step 1, hire a bike. If you're able to hire it for anything less than like 10 euros a day, then do it, because it's the best way to see the city. Step number 2, don't underestimate the north side of Amsterdam. There's a river right next to the station. And if you cross that river, you get to like the old Dutch side of Amsterdam. Nice art galleries there. Go a little bit further upstream. You get abandoned warehouses, which have now been converted to artist space. And there's these little boats that go back and forth every 10 minutes and it's free. You can just go there and check it out. Tip number 3, get out of the center. Get away from the red light district, get away from Damrak, and go to the outer belt of Amsterdam. That's where like real people live, nice cafes, decent prices, and you can just walk around without knowing that you're going to get ripped off. Take it in. Find a good cafe, a good place to sit, and don't be rushed to see the city. Watch the boats come by. I think Amsterdam is a city where you have to take it slow and just appreciate like the little details, because there's so much to see, and just sit there and read a book or whatever. I know you're on holiday, but that's like one of the most enjoyable things to do, is to take in all the sounds and the feelings of the city.
Thank you very much guys for watching our video. Please put like, dislike and comment below if you'd like to visit Amsterdam, Lithuania or any other country by car, by train, by bus, by feet. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna see you next week. Mwah! Marry me for 20 rupees.